and welcome back to another video. And today we are not doing a snapshot video because the snapshots have actually ended after one video snapshots. But instead we're doing a pre-release, because pre-release 1 released a few days ago. And now we'll be going over all the new advancements, changes, and a lot of the bug fixes. I will not be going through any technical changes, but if you want to see those, they will be available in the description. I have created a document with most of the important stuff and most of the stuff that I'm going over. If you want to go download that in the description and read through it. So now let's get on with it. So, first of all, with the advancements, the first one is this one. Whatever floats your goat. And this is where you're getting a boat with a goat. Now, on to the next advancement, which is just over here. So all you have to do for this one is wax a copper block. And this one's actually aged. This is wax on, which is apply wax to a copper block. So the next advancement is wax off, and I just realised I'm pretty sure I grabbed the wrong tool. But this one is wax off, and this is just to scrape wax off a copper block. So you got wax on and wax off. Next up, we have got this one, which is to apply glow ink to a sign. Simple as that. Next up is this one. So if we get ourselves an axolotl, the next one is to catch an axolotl. But that one does not seem to be appearing. And the next one... One second, I've not prepared this very well. Is to attack a predator with your axolotl. But I'm not sure if this one actually appears. No. So both axolotl advancements do not seem to be in the game yet. But if you want to know what they're called, they are the healing power of friendship and the cutest predator. Next up is this one. And this one is simply to walk on powder snow in leather boots, light as a rabbit. The next one is you need to strike lightning at a lightning rod near to a villager where it doesn't set on fire. I haven't actually got this ready, but that's how you do it. And that one is called Surge Protector. Now we have 3 with this one here. Okay, so I actually set up this beginning part of the video quite a while ago, so that's why a lot of the mobs are gone. So the next one is look at a parrot through a spyglass. Is it a bird? Is it a balloon? Is it a plane? So now if we swiftly move over to our next area, we have a few changes. So there's not that many. But the first one, as you can see, is candles are back in the creative inventory. As you can see. And with that, the recipe for crafting candles are also back. Now, a new thing is that candles actually have a new texture for when they are lit up. And I'll have every candle to show you all. And that is all of them lit up. And as you see, they have a bit of a lighter effect near the top. And just to show here, when you have them in multiples, the texture still stays the same. So next up we have signs with glow ink. As you can see, they now have this outer glow on the text that I think really makes them to stand out. As you can see, they just stand out way better. And a bit of a different thing this is. So if we actually head back to the end, so we head back to our first area, there is a bit of another change. It's actually quite interesting. It's not super useful, but it'll be quite interesting to some. If we begin the end credits here, if you hold down the spacebar, you can actually see that you can make it go a lot faster. And you can tell when I am pressing it. So now if we just head back to there, that is all of the changes. And now onto our third area, bug fixes. And oh boy, is there a lot of these. So we're going to rapid fire through all of these. The first one of these, both okay, sorry about that. I just realised that I had a bunch of item frames prepared here, so this might take a bit longer. So the first change is with azaleas and bone meal. Despite them being on clay, they can still be bone mealed into trees. It just removes the clay, which should not be happening. Next up, goats will actually now ram entities that are on the other side of the border. And yes, I know this is not the border, but if this is on the outside of the border, this goat will still try and ram it. Next up, so if we have some selected text and signs, supposedly this is supposed to blink, but I have not seen this happen. Nope. Yeah, this isn't happening for me. But if you do see this happen, that is currently a bug. Next up is with the axe. So if we just put ourselves into survival mode here, you can see that the axe is still an appropriate tool for the moss carpet, and this should not be happening. And I would assume it would be the shovel that would be the appropriate tool. And that is that change. Bug fix. Not bug fix, that is a known bug. Next up, snow layers and tall grass can still generate over water lakes. I personally have not seen this take action, but that still does have a chance of occurring. Next up, all of these items can generate on sand or gravel. Next we have that the latest snapshot has a chance to crash when opening the first time. So next up is that copper blocks actually don't require a stone tool to be mined. Now I'm not sure this will work because this is lightly weathered, but if we, nope, maybe this, I have noticed that a few of these bugs just don't take place for me. So yeah, as we're seeing, it is reported to be a bug that you can use this to mine it. Unless it's the other way around. Anyway, if you're able to mine it with one pickaxe, that is a reported bug. So next up is that coal ore can actually break bedrock when it's within a fossil. So this is just a small scale version of a fossil and bedrock. And if you see that, that is a reported bug. Next up, the data length is limited to 12. If you know all about structure blocks, you'll understand what that means, and I just hit my mic. I don't really know much about it, but if you see it limited to 12, that's that. So next up, if structure blocks are interlocking each other, interlapping, chests and spawners will become corrupted blocks. They will just become, probably, I don't know, they'll just become corrupted. Next up, and this lava has burnt my leaves. Leaves near lava lakes can and will be turned to stone. And that's the same for end portal frames. They can be turned to stone. So be careful if a lava lake is near your end portal room. Next up, with candles. You may have noticed earlier in the video, but when lighting a candle, there is sometimes a delay, like that. There was a delay when the flame appears. Next up, one I haven't seen in action is when looking at a flowing liquid through tinted glass. It's supposedly very dark. But I've tried this with lava and water, and I've not saw it take action. Next up, with certain mobs, I'm not sure which ones, they do not have the chime effect from walking on amethyst. Next, powdered snow is reported as not appearing with the buckets and the snowballs, but it is here with me. So this may just happen to some users and not all of them. So next up, when there is a crossbow in the offhand and it is loaded and there's nothing in your main hand actually disappears. As you can see, for a split second your main hand is there, and then it disappears and comes back. So that is a bug. Next up, when applying the glow ink sac to text without a given colour, it actually, the actual text does not glow. As you can see, that black is the exact same as when it was originally typed in, just with a bit of a whitey cream colour outline. So next up, glow lichens can actually generate floating in underground structures, which should not be happening. That's a bit of a weird one. Amethyst geodes can spawn inside of glaciers, which I'm pretty sure has been an issue for a few snapshots now. And the same applies to ruined portals and end portals. They can spawn inside of the end portals. So next up, the drip leaf doesn't actually appear correctly in the right place, which I'm not really sure where the right place is, but it does look really big compared to other stuff. But maybe that's just me. I don't see it. Maybe you guys do. So, next up with the bug fixes is small drip leaves can actually interlock each other. As you can see, this drip leaf here is actually going into this block. As you can see, it's directly underneath it, which I guess can kind of look a bit unappealing to some people. Actually, this one is completely out of the block, where this one is kept its place inside of it. Next up, supposedly azaleas cannot be placed inside of flower pots, which I haven't. I seem to be able to do it, so I'm not really sure what that's all about. Next, lava pools can actually break through bedrock if you have a custom world generation. Next up, if we just apply the... where is it? So I have the invisibility command to everything, to this villager, you can't see it. But when you have the glowing effect, you can still see its outline. I'm not sure if that's what the bug is, unless it's something else, but maybe that is it. Unless I'm just completely wrong and this bug is something else. Next up, it's reported that the goat spawn egg spawned is in the middle of all the boats, which I haven't seen because I see it next to the glow squid and guardian, where it should be alphabetically. Next up, the Enderman is able to pick up the azaleas, but cannot. Nope, that's the other way around. So the next one is Enderman can pick up flowering azaleas, but cannot pick up azaleas, which is an inconsistency. That was not right. Inconsistency. No, I can't say that word. Inconsistency. So next up, another one with effects. If we get the so let's go into survival first. Actually, we have the absorption effect with these 2 extra hearts. Now, if we get the wither effect, it reported that the 2 absorption hearts do not get the wither effect, which I am not seeing, because mine do get it. So I guess that's another one that only is there for some people. Now let's get ourselves back into creative mode before I die. The final bug that I've decided is worthy is falling blocks sometimes disappear when falling. But once again, I haven't seen this. And that is everything in pre-release 1 that I've say is good enough. I'm not sure if this video is going to be long or not. I've tried to go fast, but we had some issues. Also, a lot of these bug fixes possibly have been fixed. It may be an unnoticeable update, or there were bug fixes in a snapshot. But that's going to be it. But that's going to be it for today, you guys. Hope you enjoyed, and hope you guys enjoyed this video. Another one of these videos should be up with pre-release 2, and hopefully I can squeeze in a Borderlands video between that. That was all for me. I'll see you all next time. Bye.